Hello and welcome to today's video. So this is my first kind of sit down video now that I've arrived in Australia. So I thought I would just take the opportunity to do a full face of makeup and have a little chat about what I've been up to over the last week and what I've got coming up. So hope that you enjoy. So you can probably see I've got a new location, a new background that I'm kind of working on angles at the moment, but as you probably guessed, I'm now in Australia and I thought I would just do a little kind of get ready with me to talk about the first week that we've been here, what we've got coming up next week, like the journey, just a bit of everything really. So first things first, I'm going to get my primer on. I've got this Mascara Hydra Veil primer here. Well, it's been just over a week now since we arrived and we left the UK, I think it was the 15th of February, and we flew to Brisbane via Doha. We arrived in Brisbane on the 16th of February and we actually decided that we were going to have a night there in a hotel before actually travelling up to where we are on the Sunshine Coast, just because obviously we were like tired from travelling and like carrying all our stuff, like had to fit basically all of our stuff into like 2 suitcases each, like a small suitcase and a big suitcase. I'm just using this now. So the actual journey itself was fine. It was the first time I'd flown since November 2019 and I really thought that it was going to be quite a difficult process. Obviously you have to have all like your paperwork done and like your test, and you've got to do a travel declaration for Australia, and they do actually check all of that at Heathrow. So we didn't know if we were going to get all of that checked again, but we didn't get anything checked in Doha. And actually getting through the airport at Brisbane was really quick. It took us probably no longer than 5 minutes to get through immigration at the other end, so that was all nice and seamless. The flight itself was as enjoyable as a long haul flight could be. I think the flight to Doha was about 7 hours, and then the next one I think was like 14 and a bit. Just watched some movies, had some not too great food, and just had a little sleep and everything. So yeah, journey itself was pretty uneventful, and I actually thought that the planes were going to be really quiet. I think Tim actually put in one of his vlogs a clip from the plane from London to Doha, and half the plane was literally empty. It's like they'd crammed everyone into the same section of the plane. But the flight from Doha to Brisbane was actually really busy. I was quite surprised because obviously at that point only certain visa holders were actually allowed in the country. Like they hadn't actually opened up to tourists again yet. But I don't know, it was an enjoyable enough flight, I guess. And then for my concealer, I've just got this MUA Pro Base concealer in shade 100. So we had our night in the Brisbane hotel, which was really nice, and then we actually got the Greyhound up to the Sunshine Coast because we thought it would just be easier than getting the train and then having to get another bus. We just thought the one mode of transport and then like a taxi the other end would be easiest. So the Greyhound journey itself only took about an hour and 20 minutes, and yeah, it was very scenic. Done a couple of Greyhound journeys in Australia before, so pretty much knew what to expect. We got to Sunshine Coast on the Thursday, so this is the 17th now at this point. We had to go and pick up our keys to our apartment, so I was like trying to phone a taxi, like wasn't working, and then my phone stopped working. I think I'd like tried to call too many international numbers, and then Tim's phone wasn't working, so I literally had to go and ask this random person sat outside of Domino's if I could use their phone to phone a taxi, which very kindly they did say yes, and managed to finally call a taxi and pick up our keys and then come to the apartment. And then for my setting powder, I'm just using this Banana Light powder from Revolution. So we got to our apartment, managed to find the apartment and everything, and we didn't really do a lot that first evening, just sort of got unpacked, tried to put our stuff away, and just had like a little explore of the local area, which was quite nice. I still haven't filmed yet the room / apartment tour, but it is on the cards for me to film because I know a couple of people have asked or suggested that they wanted to like see that kind of footage, so I just really need to have a bit of a tidy up and get that filmed and obviously get that out, and also probably just like a little bit of our local area as well. So I really like the area that we're in. It's like super close to university. I think it's like a less than a 10-minute walk, and it's just in a really nice kind of quiet residential area, but equally we've got not too far away like some supermarkets and like a couple of restaurants and stuff like that, so it's kind of everything that we need. And then brows, I've just got this Makeup Obsession So Fine brow pencil in dark brown, and I've also got this tinted brow mascara from MUA Makeup Academy, also in the shade dark brown. So after we got here, there's like a few other bits we had to get sorted as well, like we're trying to get SIM cards sorted, trying to get like bank accounts sorted, which we have, well, we've now got the bank account sorted. We ended up going into town and just setting it up in branch because we just couldn't figure out how to do it online, and you need like an Australian number, but to get the Australian SIM card you had to have an Australian bank account, so we're stuck on this vicious cycle of not being able to do either. But bank accounts all sorted out, and like set up our direct debit for our rent, and transferred over some UK money into dollars, which is handy. We've been out a few times. The first few days we were here, actually the weather was really nice. Like when I had the start of my orientation week at uni, the weather was very hot. Tim got very sunburned, and we were like swimming and everything because we've got loads of facilities on the complex here, like swimming pools, and there's like tennis courts and barbecues and everything. But you'll have to just wait and see all of that, I guess, if I do like a whole tour of the complex. But then the last few days there's been like this giant storm, and the weather's been ridiculous. Honestly, it's rained for 4 days straight, I swear. And don't get me wrong, like it has been really bad. Like there's been some really awful flooding, and loads of trains have been cancelled, and like roads are completely saturated. But I think after spending like the first few days pretty much outside the entire time to now spending the last few days not outside, I think we're starting to get a bit of cabin fever. So bronzer, just using this Hoola bronzer from Benefit. So orientation week was the 21st to the 25th of Feb, so like the first whole week they were here, and I honestly thought it was going to be like an all-week thing, but it really wasn't. So on the Monday I went to a couple of like lecture things about like study skills and like a few other bits and bobs. There was like IT skills and referencing, and just a load of like generic sort of stuff that will be useful for uni. So that was the Monday. I also did a couple like throughout the rest of the week. Some were in person and some were online because like they clashed with other stuff. I had a little explore around the campus, picked up my student card, talked to like a few people. But it's kind of scary, isn't it, like you're moving here and you don't actually know anyone, and trying to like talk to people but like trying to come across like a normal person as well. I don't know, I feel like when my classes actually start it'll be easier to like get to know people because we'll be doing the same thing, and you already, I suppose, have that in common. I think second week of classes there's this thing called Connect Week where they've got loads of other stuff going on. There's like a whole international students thing, so I'm going to go to that and obviously hopefully meet some more international students, because again, like you've already got that in common straight away. So even if you don't become like best, buds forever, I think it's quite nice to sort of try to get to know a few people. And then for my blush, I'm using this Colourpop Extra Glazed Cheek palette, and I was actually really gutted because when I opened this after we arrived, this one here had actually broken. I mean, there was barely any of it left, like I'd hit pan ages ago, but still made me a bit sad that it was just all crumbled up. But yeah, other things going on in orientation, there was like stalls, there was like information about all different clubs and like groups and societies. Got some free stuff, so I got a diary actually for the year, which is really helpful because it was on my to-do list to actually buy a diary, because I always find if I have stuff like written down, I find it easier to remember like when things are due or just when I've got classes and everything. So that was good. And I also got, I've got here little like reusable cup. This is the diary. So they had like food trucks and just loads of stuff going on, like campus tours, and there was like speed friending and just like, yeah, loads and loads of stuff going on, which was actually really, really good. There's supposed to be a movie night as well, but I've had to cancel it because of the storms, and I think they're doing another movie night in a couple of weeks time, maybe actually, yeah, in a couple of weeks time from now. I didn't realise you actually get like free snacks at the movie night, and they do like really cheap beer and wine, so I think I'll probably go again. I think it's probably quite a good way to hopefully meet people and just, yeah, again, I'm not saying I'm going to be friends with everyone because you can't be friends with everyone, but just nice to get out there and get to know some people and everything. So looking forward to that. For the rest of orientation week, I have just been doing all of like my prep and work for my first week's classes, which start on Monday. So today is actually Saturday, and then all my classes start on Monday. Although you will laugh because the first two actually are online, and then the rest of them for that week, like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because I have no uni on Tuesdays, are all in person. And there's like loads of stuff I didn't realise I had to do. Like I've had to order like some workbooks, I've had to order like a lab coat and some goggles because I'm doing some like extra science modules, just loads of stuff I didn't realise I had to do. So hopefully I've done everything now that I need to do and I'm going to be ready for next week. So eye base is just this Beauty Bay eye base in base 2, and I'm going to apologise now if you can hear outside because it has just started raining again, and as I've realised over the past few days, when it rains, it rains. So then eyeshadow wise, nothing too exciting. I'm just using this e.l.f. mini palette. This is the Mint to Beat palette. Just thought I'd go for something quite simple. So yeah, university starts on Monday, and I'm actually feeling a little bit nervous because obviously I don't know anyone. I'm like meeting new people. I've not studied in a long time, and I don't know, like even when I did my degree online, so I've never actually been to like a brick uni. So I'm very excited, but also, yeah, feeling quite apprehensive. And I'm obviously also mindful that I'm going to be a lot older than a lot of students there. Like a lot of people are obviously going to be 18, and sadly I am no longer 18, but I think the overall experience is going to be really good. I am definitely really looking forward to it and looking forward to studying because I always really enjoy learning, and I always enjoyed like my degree and doing all of those courses and everything. So I am looking forward to that, and I'm sure I'll be able to keep on top of everything, on top of all my deadlines, because I think I'm quite an organised person anyway. But I'm just trying to have a little think about what other stuff we've been up to. Like we've done a couple of food shops. I mentioned earlier that we've got a couple of supermarkets kind of walking distance to us. I think we've got Coles, which is about 15-20 minutes, and then Woolworths is about 20-25 minutes. And we've been to both, but I think we both have decided that we prefer Coles. It's just the prices are slightly better, and I don't know, it's like anything, you've probably got a favourite. Like people are going to prefer like Tesco's to Asda or like Lidl or whatever. There is also an Aldi like a 10-minute bus ride away in a shopping centre that's actually got all three supermarkets in. It's got Coles and Woolies and Aldi. So we have actually been there already and had a little look round. It's actually quite handy because you know, it's like something will be on offer in one place and not the other, or something's out of stock. You know, you've got to walk 2 minutes between them rather than walking quite a big distance between them. But we've got kind of a few more bits for the room. We did, if you've seen my first vlog of Australia, if that's come out already, we did pick up a few bits in Brisbane, like towels and pillows and bedding, but there was a few more bits we wanted to get. So we got some more pillows, got an ice cube tray, just a few bits and bobs. I can't even remember what else we got now. Just a few bits and bobs that we needed. I've got like some more stationery for uni, which is really, really helpful. And yeah, just so far feeling like we've settled in pretty well. Considering I've only been here a week, so the only thing is the past few days is we've had really awful weather, which you just don't want to go outside in because it's like torrential rain. Like we went to the post box, I think yesterday, which is probably about a 20-second walk from our apartment, and were drenched. So it is trying to brighten up, and I'm hoping this afternoon we'll be able to get out and have a bit of a walk, because there's loads of really lovely parks and stuff near us. We've been to one of the parks, which is called Windmill Park. We went there on the way to Woolworths the other day, and then there's like another big park that's got some big lakes in, although I'd be interested to see how flooded they are, considering how much rain we've had over the past few days. And then the other thing that's been really exciting actually is how much wildlife we've seen. So we've seen loads of cool birds that I really wish I knew the names of them. We've seen like brush turkeys, we've seen bats, we had a lizard in our room the other night, like a really, really tiny one, don't worry. We've seen the wild kangaroos that are on campus, we've seen spiders and like other lizards and stuff. So I think I put maybe the other day a picture of the kangaroos on my Instagram, so if you're interested in seeing more frequent Australia updates, then I would definitely recommend going and following my Instagram, which is Brodie_DB, and I'll put it in the description as well, because yeah, if you want to see pictures of food and animals and nature, then definitely check that out. But I think to say definitely the highlight has been seeing the wild kangaroos. I'm sure they'll get a point where I would have seen them so many times that I'll just be like, I don't know, it'd be like second nature seeing them. But at the moment I think we've seen them like 2 or 3 times, and like once they were quite up close, so definitely been the highlight. The low of the nature is definitely the spiders. There's one that lives outside our window and it's humongous. And then I'm really into nude eyeliner at the moment, so I've just got this nude eyeliner pencil from Primark, and I'm just going to be popping that into my waterline. So yeah, if there's any like other content you want to see, makeup or otherwise, then definitely let me know. You can either leave me a comment or you can go over and message me on Instagram or something. I'm definitely open to suggestions. I'm back, as you may have seen, to just doing 2 videos a week, because I thought that doing 4 alongside uni and like the whole move in general would just be too much. I just wouldn't have the time, and I didn't want to be getting like really stressed out trying to do everything and probably just like burn out. But I'm just using this Colourpop Act Natural mascara. This is a brown mascara, which again I've been really getting into over the past like a week or so. I don't think I'd ever actually used it until last week, but I really like it. It's a good mascara. Obviously we are missing our kitties, although I've been like messaging obviously like my friends and family as much as I can really. The only thing that obviously that's a bit annoying is that there's a 10-hour time difference, and I did a video chat with my parents last Saturday, and I'm doing another video chat again I think tonight actually with my parents. So yeah, it's nice to obviously keep in touch. I think we're actually speak more now than we did when we're back in the UK. And then lips, I'm just using this Colourpop Luxe Lip Oil in the shade First Date. So I don't think there's really been too much else going on. It's probably the most relaxed I've felt over the past like 2 months, whilst we've been organising the move and everything and trying to get just everything in place to definitely come. And yeah, so far just really enjoying it and enjoying the weather. It's been gross the past few days, but it's still warm. Yeah, just enjoying being in a different environment and like exploring new places and I don't know, cooking different foods. I've been eating a lot of salads actually. I think probably because it's warm. Like, you know, it's like you go on a hot holiday and you don't want to eat anything too heavy. It's also humid, which is why my hair is absolutely crazy. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that I can think of that I've been up to. There's probably tons more that I've forgotten to mention. So yeah, as I said, definitely follow my Instagram because I post there pretty regularly and you'll probably get to see a few more like behind the scenes of everything going on with our lives now in Australia. But if you have any questions about anything or anything you want to know or any video suggestions or stuff that you want to see, then definitely just leave me a comment below and I'll either answer your question or I'll do my best to film obviously this is the kind of stuff that you want to see. But I hope that you enjoyed this probably very rambly, chatty get ready with me. I always like sitting down and just filming these kinds of things because I probably could like talk for like a million hours about anything, but there we go. But thanks for watching, hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please do give the video a big thumbs up, leave me a comment, and if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you again in my next video.